welcome to the first episode of Starbeat with Star Music. My name is Caden Gordon, and I am the owner and host of the Caden Gordon Show, today's Best Country Mix, in collaboration with Wesley Mitchell of Star Music. I hope everyone out there is doing well. This is our very first episode, and we're very excited to bring you 15-year-old sensation coming from California, Gus Jeffers. First and foremost, Gus, thank you so much for your time today. We're excited to have you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is going to be fun.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you as our first guest for the first episode. So let's get started by talking a little bit about what was the moment you knew music was the path you had to take?
I think the moment I knew like music was the path for me was when I was like started posting covers online, because I was always singing growing up and I was always around my grandma who sang and my dad who sang and played guitar. But once I got into it and I started posting, and meeting and connecting with a bunch of people, I kind of started to like fall in love with making it and writing it and singing.
Okay, that's really interesting. And you said your grandma and you said your dad were in the music background. Is that what really influenced you, to move forward and become more professional within music?
I think they influenced me as far as like the passion for it, definitely. But yeah, because my grandma, she would play. She was I think she was classically trained pianist, and she was also an artist, who painted. And then my dad my dad just played guitar in a band, just like for fun on the side with what he does. And they definitely inspired me as like getting going, as well as like the other big artists that I loved. But yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is amazing.
Who are the three artists, past or present, that you have that have had the biggest influence on your current sound?
This one's always a hard one for me because there's so many like I feel like it's always changing, like who's inspiring me and who is. But I guess the main one, I've got to put in Bieber. So Justin Bieber's definitely one. I gotta put him in. Michael Jackson as like performance and also just music in general. This one's always a hard one. I'm always like bouncing between two. I think I'm gonna have to go with I think I'm gonna go with Bruno Mars today.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But real age-old question. I'd like to have a little fun. This is our first episode. Jackson or Prince? Which one? Michael Jackson or Prince?
I need to do like more of a deep dive into Prince, as far as I'm more like educated in music in Michael Jackson. So, I'm gonna have to say Jackson for now because I know more about him but I know they both made a huge impact in music and they're both very, very talented.
Yeah, you're really going to have to do a deep dive in Prince. He's full of surprises I didn't even know about. Go ahead, Mr. Gordon.
All right. So when you're facing creative block, what is one of the go-to methods for getting back into a rhythm of songwriting?
I think I have a few different things. Sometimes, like if I'm really, really stuck, I'll take a break and I'll kind of step back from it and then revisit like a day or two later. Or I was talking to one of my mentors about this, Ryan, and he was just like, go listen to like something completely different that you don't listen to and kind of like analyze it and like learn from it. He was like, go listen to like Taylor Swift and then like Playboi Carti or something. Like complete, just listen to like opposites of what you do. And so yeah, I have like, I'll do it a bunch of different ways, but yeah, those are like the two ways I've been doing it right now.
Okay. All right. Those are opposites of each other. If you could go back and give your younger self, even though you're like very young already, so is Caden and I. Every time someone even asks me this question, I'm like, I'm still young, so I can't really give an answer. But If you go back and give your younger self one piece of advice about the music industry, what would it be?
If I could go back and give myself some advice, this is the way I have to think about it. If I could go back and give myself some advice and it wouldn't like change where I'm at now, it would be just like enjoy what's currently happening and don't like chase. I mean, I'm still working on this and I'm still like don't always like chase the next thing, but don't just like live in what you have and be grateful for what you're doing and the things you have in that moment. But yeah, I'm still working on that. I still need to like sit and like I just like I've all like I had a big goal with like, hey, I want like Ryan Tedder to notice me. And then I got on his story and I was like freaking out. And I had to like check myself because I was like already moving on to the next thing. And I was like, no, this is something that you've been wanting to happen for forever. And like you've wanted a producer like that to notice you and like say like, hey, this is like you're doing good kind of thing. So it's that'd be the advice I'd give myself.
Okay. Do you know Ryan Tedder, Caden? You know all them people.
Oh, of course I do.
No,
I know
I figured.
exactly. Yeah. Definitely. So, Gus, what is one valuable life lesson that you've learned outside of the recording studio, outside really anywhere that has been able to shape your music?
That's hard because I get so many like little pieces of gold from like everybody. Um, I think one I got recently was from I guess this is I got it from this guy and he was giving me some advice on I don't remember what it was. It was something related to music, but it was um like just be honest and don't try and like put on something because like you're gonna like they like people see right through that and um I think I went in the opposite direction. You're talking about not music, but
It's
it
all
it,
right.
it was definitely like just like be be honest with yourself and people around you because people can see through it. But yeah, that's been like the recent advice that has been like altering like how I'm working creatively and just in life in general.
Okay. All righty. That's a good lesson for all us young people. Me and
Yes.
Caden are very young and we know how to. Oh, we've been through a lot, but
Well,
just
Wesley,
give this.
we're 5 years older than he is, so you're gonna remember who's the youngest in the room.
Yeah, but we still. But you got to realize, Caden,
I do. Oh, I
on our
do. We're
business meeting,
we're
we're
the
the
youngest.
youngest in the room.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's a good change. It's a really good
Mhm.
change to have
Yeah, it is.
someone that's doing so great in the music business at the age of
Even
15.
younger than us, but it
Yes.
reminds us of us, doesn't it? We
Yes, it
started
does.
out about the same age.
And he's
Yes.
going to go very far in his career.
Yeah,
Thank
yes. Okay, so can you walk us through your upcoming single?
My upcoming single is this song called Ambiguous, and I wrote it about a month or two ago and co-produced it and co-wrote it in a studio down in Portland. And yeah, it kind of just came about. The guy that I was working with, he was going through some ideas and some concepts he was working on that he sent me previously, and I was like, oh, I was like, I really like this one. I mean, at first I like hated it for some reason, but then it started to grow on me, and I was like, hey, let's expand on this one. And yeah, we started bouncing lyric ideas around, and we changed and like melody ideas, and then like co-produced around the song. But yeah, that one was really fun to make, and it was like a cool like it was challenging to write in certain pieces, but it was definitely fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what was the initial spark for your latest single? And did it start with a lyric, a melody, a beat? Sometimes when we do music, and I know this for a fact, being worship leader at churches, sometimes it starts with a hum.
hmm
Mhm.
Um, I mean, that's hard. It always starts different ways. Like this one was it was this, I mean, it was a guitar idea that 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 he sent me, and it was just like I don't know. We kind of it was like humming and like throwing him around melody ideas because there was already a start, so there wasn't like a ton of like, hey, what should we like? What kind of thing should we make? Because there's already like a tempo and a guitar, but yeah, I that's hard because the spark was I guess it was just like how I was feeling that day and the kind of tempo and vibe I wanted.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Katie.
So, is there a particular song on your new project, whether that be if you have an album coming out or whatever, on your songs that you feel is more personal or challenging to perform live on stage?
I think hmm, there's a couple of those. There's one that's vocally hard to sing. I've got this song called "Be Alright," and it's like it's a very like high piano um it's got it goes very high and it's hard to sing because it's like it takes a lot out of me. But I think if there's one that's just hard to sing, there's this song called like "Kids Don't Want to Grow Up" that I wrote. Um, and it's hard to sing not because of like the message of the kids don't want to grow up. It's like so my grandma like this previous I think it was last year, 2 years ago, she passed away and that was like her favorite song that I've ever written. And so it's kind of like it's hard to think about that sometimes when I'm performing. It's one of those things that's like it's just like hard to do while I'm singing. It's just one of those songs that's like oh this one's her favorite, but like I can't sing it for her now.
Well, that's very heartfelt. It's very heartfelt. What's one thing you do in the studio that people would be surprised to know about during your recording process?
Um, we use like really random sounds like for the one that's coming up, ambiguous. We were eating something in the studio and the guy I was working with accidentally like hit a spoon on a bowl. And I was like, wait, do that again. And I got out my phone and I voice memoed it and uploaded it into Logic and I like messed around with the pitch. And that became like a pre-chorus melody thing. But yeah, we just like we'll do like random crazy things that are like not like I don't know because I guess I'm sure I know lots of people that do random crazy things in the studio, but I guess that's what it would be because I don't have like because I know a lot of people that I talk to, they think like I do this and like I take a piano and then I write to the piano and then I sing the song in it, but it's like I'll do it a bunch of different ways. So I guess there's not one way I do things.
Okay, understandable.
Definitely understandable. So, how do you know when a song is truly finished? Like, how do you know that moment? I'm like, I'm ready to put this out. We've done everything we can to it. How do you know?
I think I know after it goes through Aaron Karsh. That's the guy that I mean he produces with me and he also mixes.
Mhm.
So we'll sit there and like bounce the mix back and forth and I'm like, hey, this isn't right. I don't like this. And we like argue on like why he thinks it's right and why I think it's right. And then we just do that over and over again until we get something that we both agree on and that we all collectively like as a like team and and myself.
And that takes a good producer. You have to find the right person that is going to work with what you want. And you want to be able to, come to the studio with collaborative ideas.
That's correct, especially working in the studio in these days. Now, I want to move on to something else. Tell us about the process of your music videos. I know one of my colleagues, who that's the one who discovered you. Thank you, Gary
Gary Taylor.
one of our reporters, for one of my local hubs. But he was listening to your music videos and he sent them to me. And I thought they were some awesome production work along with the music for sure.
Very
So
well
give
done.
us a little bit of the process of that.
So I don't know. So for like long form, I've only really done two, and I've only done one that's an original song. So I did this one down in LA, um, with these. I think their name was the company was Creator. So I don't remember what the company name was, but I went down there and I did some short form, and then I did long um this long music video for this song called Be Alright down Hollywood Boulevard. And then I did a long form with the other team I work with down in Pittsburgh. It was the first thing I ever put out was a cover, and it was like a reproduced Justin Bieber R&B cover. And that one was really fun because that one was like my first time ever doing something like that. But currently I'm working with amazing videographer and just like person in general. His name is Riley Brown I work with him down in Portland, and I go and shoot a bunch of short form stuff, and we'll just bounce ideas off each other until we get something that's like cool. And yeah, I guess like I haven't done a lot of like long form music videos, but I've done lots of short forms with Riley.
Awesome. And is your new single actually going to feature a music video coming up on the 14th?
It'll feature lots of short form, but I don't have but nothing long yet. I've got 5 videos coming with Riley that we did down at the branch PDX. But yeah, they're really cool. They're like a bunch of like Riley was like following me around as I was like I had like a bunch of really random ideas that were kind of like I don't know, I probably couldn't even describe them. I don't even remember everything I did. But like there was one with a spiral staircase that they had in there, where they were like we're pasting like 3 of me onto the staircase, and I'm singing like a different line for each verse. I don't know how he's gonna edit that all, but yeah, so there'll be a few short form videos.
Very creative, Katie. Very
It is
creative.
for sure. So, what is one message or feeling that you hope listeners will take away from your music?
I hope it's like I can like tell their story, or at least a little piece of it, and they take away something that's relatable, and it's like, hey, like you understand something that I'm going through too, or whatever piece they pull from the song, because like I'll pull like certain pieces from artists' songs that are like not even what the song's about, but there's a little piece that I'll take, and it's like, oh, that's me, that's what I'm going through right now, or that's what I'm searching for right now. So I hope they take something that's like they relate to it and they feel understood.
That is awesome. So now we're going to move into our next section here. And this is going to be fun because it's talking about what Gus is like off the stage,
Okay.
compared to on the stage or in the studio. So what's the difference between you performing live or you sitting like where you're sitting at now and just performing to yourself, or recording in the studio? Which one do you prefer?
So I guess I prefer right now, at least I prefer the studio, but it always changes. So sometimes I really like performing, and but I think the studio is always going to be like my safe spot, safe place, because I'm just like around people I really like making stuff that's really fun. But yeah, for that I like the studio, but for outside of my life that I'm doing like not when I'm doing music, I do like jujitsu and stuff and hang out with my friends, and I'll go to football games, and I'll just like I like try and do like other stuff too, but I'm always doing music. Like I'm always doing this stuff. So I have to like purposely like make time. But yeah, that's what I prefer right now.
How do your friends feel about you being a rising pop star? Yeah, that's an actual question I want to know.
Wait, sorry, could you repeat that again? I didn't
How
catch
do,
the beginning.
how do
Sorry.
your friends feel about you being a rising pop star?
I it's like my school, it's so interesting at my school. It's kind of like lots of people know, and it's like sometimes people will care like when they first find out about it, and they're like, hey, like, oh, this guy got a bunch of followers. But then like the people that I know for a while, it kind of just turns into like he posts videos and he does music and he travels around. So it's like for some people it's like a cool thing initially, but then it's just like going to school and doing the same thing as everyone else. I just like do something else outside of school. But everyone does. It's just like my thing's music versus like sports or a different kind of hobby.
Right, right. Caden?
So, what is your favorite part about interacting with your fans?
Um, I get a lot of people on Instagram. I don't have as much in person, but it's it's really cool because it's really like interesting to watch all of it grow and have like these people reach out and like say like my music was like it like it changed them or it was very like relatable for them or they really like it. But I think my favorite interactions are just like when people are saying like, hey, like that song really related to me or that song made me feel this way. Because I feel like it's really fun to be like my storytelling or songwriting like impacted someone. I think that's really like a really cool idea.
So, what's coming up next for you? Is there like a dream collaboration? Do you have any new music coming out? We know you have one coming out in a couple days. Tell us what's coming up next for you.
I've got a bunch of stuff coming up next. I've got next week I'm flying to LA to go work at a really cool producer's house with a really cool producer. His name's Marvin Hemmings in Tone World. We're going to work at Rodney Jerkins' house down in LA. So I'm like stoked for that. And then I'm gonna go meet a bunch of the producer that I work with, the other one. I'm gonna go meet a bunch of his friends down in LA. So I'm really excited for that because I've been down once. But when I was down there, it was for like content and video shoots. But I haven't been down there in like a creative music sense. So I'm going down there to do that in LA, and then dream collaborations. I've got so many for producers. I mean, these people are producers and artists, but like John Bellion, Ryan Tedder, Benny Blanco, Neo,
They
like
still make music. Neo still make music.
yeah, I love his writing too. I like his music, but I love his music, but I love his writing as well. But then like for artists, Bieber, Justin Timberlake, Khalid, Chris Brown. But I don't know, I could go on and on because there's so many people in both categories. But yeah, I'm trying to think, but yeah, those are my main people right now.
Okay, okay. If you weren't a musician, what would your career be? I know you're only 15, so when I was 15, I was doing the same thing I'm doing right now, interviewing and being a journalist. But what is your dream career if you weren't a musician?
I've had this one in mind for a long time. I'd go into like the military or something. I don't know. I do
Okay.
something because I want to do something that's like exciting, I guess. I mean, maybe not the military, but like, I don't really like have like another thing I've really thought about though. It's kind of it's always been this. I don't really have like a plan B, but it'd be something like that. I don't know, something exciting and fun or like I don't know if the military would be fun, but like something exciting.
I don't think the military would be fun. That's why I'm never going. Especially not right now. No. But that was a good answer. That was a good answer. So what is a non-musical skill or hobby that you rely on to help you stay balanced and or creative?
A hobby? I mean, I do jujitsu and I'll do Muay Thai. So that's one. It's like a nice like stress reliever kind of thing because I just go in there and I go do my thing. And then I don't really have any hobbies. It's really just this. I mean, like I enjoy like hanging out with my friends, but like that's not really a hobby. That's like a friendship. um, yeah, it's like jujitsu and Muay Thai, but yeah, it's just music, really, just music.
Right. Caden, do you have any off the whim questions?
Where can people find you on social media if they want to check you out?
People can find me Gus Jeffers on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, GusJeffers, and it's Gus Jeffers on Spotify and YouTube Music and Apple Music and all the streamings.
Awesome. Now, here's another question. What is your favorite instrument to use? Anyone in specific?
Oh,
Anyone in particular?
that's hard. It's like it like changes, but it was piano or it was drums and then it was piano. Now I'm back into guitar, so I'm sure it's gonna be drums again. But it's right now it's guitar. I've been learning lots of new songs to play, learning a bunch of fun chords and stuff. But that's my favorite right now, and that's like the stuff I'm using the most to produce and to start ideas. But like I said, it'll always change. It's like,
Right,
yeah.
right. Well, that was pretty awesome, Gus. We got all the questions out of the way, and I don't think I have any more. Typically good journalists or good hosts like me and Caden come up with more, but I think you kind of gave us everything
Yes.
that we needed to know, really. Now, I'm not sure, but do you want to give us a little bit more of a sneak peek on what you have coming up? Even I'm not sure if it's just a single or an album. I think I've been saying a single the whole interview. But you let us know more about what's coming up on the 14th of October.
Yes, on the 14th, I've got a song called Ambiguous coming out. I've got it on my phone, so I could play a little bit of it, um, if you wanted me to. But yeah, this one's
Should we?
Wesley, why don't we have him email it to me and
Is
we can
Caden
add it?
frozen?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
There we go. No,
Oh,
that was me.
oh.
It froze on my end. So yeah,
Anyway,
see,
it would sound a
yeah,
lot better if
yeah,
he emails it to me. So let's do
yeah.
that.
yeah,
Let's do
yeah.
that.
Email it.
But yeah, so I've got Ambiguous coming up, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be dropping early on my website. And then for people that sign up for my email list, it'll be sent to them early. But yeah, and I'll have a single coming out every 2 months. But yeah, there's not. I've got Christmas music coming out. I'm gonna have new stuff coming from Marvin, and all the other new music that I'm sure I'll make between now and then that I don't know is coming yet. But there's gonna be like 10 plus songs coming out.
Awesome to hear that. And another thing I do want to cover right quick is you're in Oregon, right? That's where you stay.
Yeah, I'm down in Portland, Oregon.
And because every time he said PDX Caden, that's Portland.
Yeah.
And then he goes down to LA. Yeah, okay. We got it now. We got it. So that's the other thing. And then also, Gus, do you see yourself wanting to sign with any one of these major labels, in the future?
I think. See, this is always hard. I'm always having this conversation with like my mom or with my team. I think eventually in the future, but I don't think it makes sense for me just to sign on and like potentially get shelved, because that's like my worst fear. I like get on there and they're like, hey, you can't release music and you can't like perform and you can't do anything. So I think it'll be an option for me if it makes sense, but who knows, I might like not need to sign to a label. I might. It's just like I don't know. I'm open to it, but just under the right circumstances.
Awesome. Well, we were glad to have you on, Gus. Caden.
We were glad to have you on as well. And I like how you answered that question, because you being 15, when Wesley asked you that, I was wondering how you were going to answer. And I really like that answer. That was very well said, because unfortunately, a lot of record labels want to rip a lot of artists off. And if you sign with record labels, be super, super careful, because they might try to get you and take away your right to be able to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very, very true. Have you been to any festivals? Like, have you performed at any festivals or done any concerts?
Yeah, I've done lots of concerts. I kind of did like a mini. It's not like a. I mean, you could call it a tour. It wasn't for me, but it was like, I was going around with this band. They're like a pretty like well-known. They do like covers and their original music around Portland. And I was going around and doing a bunch of shows there and doing like, my favorite one I did was, it was at, I think it was up at Mount Hood, or not Mount Hood. Mount Hood is a mountain. Hood River, and it was like, I think it was like 3,000 people, and it was it was at night, and it was super fun. That's been my favorite. But I've done some festivals. There's one like the Oregon Country Fair, and I'm trying to think. There's some that I've done, but they're not like lots of like I did some stuff for the city of Portland, but lots of local stuff when I went touring around with the band. But it's all fun. It's all exciting. It's all new. So yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, Gus, I was glad to have you on our first episode. This is a new show we're doing, inaugural. And we thank you for interviewing with us. But I get to interview you again on Saturday, early in the morning.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh,
Thank you guys so much for having me. This is awesome. This is fun.
And we are so glad to see what you're going to be doing with your singles every 2 months, guys. He said on his website, his socials, everything. So you can get that on there. Caden, you can have our final remarks.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us right here on Starbeat for Star Music. Really exciting. We got a lot of stuff coming up, and make sure y'all tune in for the Saturday with Wesley and Barbara Pierce with It's Coffee, Conversations, and something.
Coffee Canvas
Conversations. I knew that. I had a moment there. I was like, coffee, canvas, and conversations. I always get the two mixed up. So make sure to go tune in at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central on Saturday.
There you go. Good job.
And then you'll hear Gus on the Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, on October 15th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
The day after his single release.
Day after, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, Gus, we thank you, and you tell your mother, Kelly, thank you so much for being a good manager. We had a good conversation.